How is it going, you lovely lot? Welcome back to Park to Prem. Today is the start of season number 6. We have made it 4 promotions in a row. To do it a 5th time, I think is going to be a mighty big step up. And I suppose that is indicated by the season preview where we are predicted to be down in 17th. And just as a little refresher, board expectation for this year is to avoid relegation for League One. If we could do that and go on an FA Cup run, I think I'd be pretty happy. Now, of course, last episode we were wheeling and dealing. We freed up our 2 ESC slots right at the end of things. I have got some transfer targets in mind. We'll talk about those in a moment, but just to refresh, this year we are going to be sticking with a 4-3-3. I always feel like a bit of a criminal when I use the out-of-possession shape the same as the in-possession shape. It just feels very boring. But yes, we are this year playing with 2 tracking wide midfielders. Of course, Rodriguez in an ideal world would be playing there to start the year. But of course, he fractured his ankle during pre-season. He's out for up to 3 months, and he was our top goal scorer, top assister. He is going to be a massive miss to start the season. And of course, Josh Landers, who was another one of our big goal scorers last year, not available for this opening game of the season, which does mean that a trip to Colchester might be a little bit tricky. We did make some big additions to the first team. Owen Barrett in goal is a bit of a gamble. £500,000 paid, club record transfer, 19 years old. I really need him to be good. And elsewhere, Evan Donnelly was released by Arsenal. We have snapped him up and we are paying him £4,700 a week, and he has a match highest earner clause. And just for a little bit of context, the next highest earner is on £3,000 a week. So I'm not entirely sure what to expect from a centre-back, really. But I do need us to be really good defensively, otherwise I have blown a lot of money on 2 very average players. The only other first team signing that we made who I think will be making a splash in the first team immediately is Andy Cooper. He was signed from Celtic, released, a striker who we are going to try and convert to play at centre mid, a really well-rounded player, the kind of player who lacks a little bit defensively, but in a 3-man midfield with a defensive midfielder in behind, that is not so much of a concern. But besides that, so far, it's been a relatively quiet transfer window given the fact we were promoted. But, and there is a big but, I have 3 potential signings happening. 2 of them I'm really keen on. One of them I'm kind of just signing because the player exists, which probably isn't the right reason to sign a player. That player in question is Harrison Murray Campbell. The centre-back was released by Burnley. Looking at things here, he spent all of last year on loan in League One. The year before that he was playing regular League One football as well. He is a good little player, and he's the kind of player who could play at centre-back, but could also slot in at right-back, which could be extremely useful. We did spend a load of pre-season looking for a right-back, and in the end I settled on the idea of moving Teo, our long-term centre-back, out into the wider area, especially with the addition of Donnelly in at the back. The reality is, though, right back is definitely an area I'd like to improve, and I think it's safe to say there is no denying that Murray Campbell would be a huge upgrade in that part of the pitch if a deal does happen. And I say if, because we've made an offer, he could still reject us. What this signing would mean for club captain Teo, well, I'll be honest, he would probably be just on the bench for a lot of this year, which would feel a little bit sad. The next of the 3 signings I'm trying to make happen is Denner. This is an interesting one. He was released by Chelsea, and according to his personal profile here, he has an active work permit. I'm not sure what that means for an ESC slot. I'm signing him with the assumption that he will use an ESC slot, but he might not. I don't know. It's not very clear. And if you click in here, it doesn't say anything about the actual work permit that allegedly he has. But this guy is a left-back who was released by Chelsea. He's a really good left-back, and if I was to sign him, and I'm hoping it might be possible because the only other team in for him are Leyton Orient in the division below us. But yeah, if we do pick him up, Riley Owen, the left-back / centre mid, would probably get moved into the midfield. Riley Owen is a quality player wherever he plays. We've kind of forced him to play left-back, and to be fair, I think if we sign Denner, Riley could return to his native habitat, but still fill in at left-back when needed. And the third and final transfer is one who I'm signing, and I found him via the way that we found Luis Castillo last year. And I really think this is worth using if you're in these lower league save games. Contract status expired, 18 to 22 for the age. Then, obviously, I've updated the scouting range to world. I'm going to leave it on this for 1 month. Went through the players at the top of this list, and let me tell you now, Jonathan Aguiar looks absolutely amazing. He is an El Salvador international. Now, he can play centre-back, centre-mid and striker. Obviously, I would love to sign this guy to play up front. We've tabled him an offer. If we pick him up, he might replace Landers as our striker. Perfectionist personality as well is great. All I'm going to say is when you compare him against Landers, very similar mould of player, but an absolute straight upgrade. And at 20, with the potential that he allegedly has to be a championship player, he could be a crazy player if we get this signing over the line. And I say if, but actually, right now, no one else is showing any interest or has made an offer for him. So, yeah, this guy could be joining us. He, unlike Denner, for sure will use in the SC slot if we do sign him. Are we going to be able to pick up those 3 players? Well, I'm going to tell you now. We're going to find out at some point today, but not before we play our opening 2 games of the season. We have got Colchester United away, followed by Carlisle at home. Colchester have a media prediction of 19th. They are a team that we definitely should be beating. On the road, though, I don't necessarily think it's going to be easy, as we're heading to the JobServe Stadium for the first away day of the year. So for today's away day, we are heading around London and we are heading up to Colchester. I'm going to be honest, I've only ever been through Colchester on a train. It looked miserable. Apologies to the people of Colchester who are watching this video. Somewhere around here is a football stadium. Can I just say, what is this? What is going on here with this lakeside bit? This looks very fancy. This must be the posh neighbourhood. You got this lovely traditional English town and then this monstrosity of a estate on the corner. It actually looks quite nice from above. It looks like something you'd build in city skylines. Anyway, I'm looking for a football stadium. I'm going to be honest, it might be really obvious on screen somewhere. I can't find it. I found Colchester Rugby Club and also Colchester Park and Ride. Is Colchester big enough that it needs a park and ride? Oh wait, the football stadium's next to the park and ride. Maybe that's why the car park exists. In which case, I'd like to apologise. Now, I will say this is a stadium very much on the edge of town. There's not a load of facilities in and around it, and apparently there's been some kind of alien invasion going on the floor. What are these lines? The lines, Mason, what do they mean? If you do know what these lines are, answers on a postcard. Right, in terms of the stadium, there is a Hollywood Bowl next door. I mean, the satellite view makes it look like a building site. If we go to Street View, have these facilities next to the stadium been built? Oh my word, they have. It might have just elevated the away day score massively. There is a massive Hollywood Bowl. You know what? I'd like to apologise. I now understand why there's a park and ride. There's a travel lodge here, so you can rest up ahead of the away day. Here is the Colchester United away day. Very often the football stadium is the most modern looking thing in the area. Compared to what we've just walked by, it is looking a little bit dated, isn't it? Gotta say, Colchester, terrific car park. I mean, it's a little bit bland and mundane, Plant some trees. I say that a lot. But look at this. Look, they've understood the assignment here. They've planted trees for this car park. I mean, this looks quite nice. All I'm saying is our Dripping Pan Stadium does not have an entrance as intimidating as this, does it? There's a cafe. There's a Legends bar. I wonder who would be in the Legends bar at Lewis FC. Let me know. Tickets and club shop here. Points for calling it a club shop. I suppose the question now is, are there dots in the stadium? And oh, my friends, there's 2. Please be good. Let's go and look at the stadium here. Okay, well, that dot was a lie, but at least they've got bike sheds. So, if you cycle to the away day, you're covered. All right, these 2 dots, surely one of these has to be in the stadium. The middle, neither of them are they? I can see the previews. The 2 dots just take you to the same spot. I'm fuming. I didn't think Colchester played in a newer stadium, but everywhere around it seems kind of fairly new and built up, so I'm questioning how old the stadium can even be. I decided we'd go and explore the field that has been converted, and I have to say, I'm wowed. There's a Greggs next to the stadium. There's a Greggs, there's a Wendy's, this is a Wendy's, and there's also electric car charging. That's woke, isn't it? And they have added a multi-storey car park next to the stadium on the other side. We can't go in it, sadly. So you've got to leave that to your imagination. This satellite view had me worried. Genuinely, some of the stuff that's been built up here makes it one of the strongest away days so far. The only issue is the stadium itself has no footage inside. And from the outside, it just looks a little bit depressing, doesn't it? I wish we could see over this fence. I've got to give the JobServe Stadium a rating, largely carried by the car park and the facilities outside it. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I think it might have the best outdoor stadium facility so far this year. I feel like my away day ratings are the only time where you can not see the grass inside a football stadium and still get a good score if you've got a Greggs and other nice facilities. Anyway, first game of the season. This would have been my dream 11 to play to start the year. There's a few players missing, isn't there? There's definitely a bit of a makeshift vibe to the team today. Aaron Richards is going to have to come in and play out on the right-hand side. He was a player who we gave loads of chances in League Two, and to be honest, he never really showed up. But as an understudy to Rodriguez, he was kind of serviceable. Given the fact that Rodriguez is out for the foreseeable future, I really need the 20-year-old to do well. And elsewhere, it pains me to say it, I've got to go with Princewell today. Princewell has got to play up front instead of Landers, who's out injured. And the fact that this guy's starting for me in League One, I'm going to say it now, is suboptimal. Don't get me wrong, he was great in the National League South, he was great in the National League, in League 2 he was kind of meh, and for this division he should not be playing. But you know what? I'm willing to be won over. If he can do well, I'll be happy. And I also just want to point out, I've actually done the squad numbers semi-seriously this year. So if you could all stand up and clap, that'd be very much appreciated. Okay, it is time for our League One debut on the road against Colchester, predicted to be down towards the bottom of the table. They are playing a 4-2-4 in the ball that drops into a 4-4-1-1, I guess, when they don't have it. Interesting. I think for now we won't overreact too soon, as Mafiko actually has a free kick in a semi-dangerous area for us here. He whips it back post. Teo is there. I'm discussing dropping Teo. He's swinging his arms in jubilation. The captain's armband is being rocked. What a player to grab our first goal in League One. Is it the most memorable, sexy of goals? Not really. It's a set piece. Maybe set piece goals are sexy. Mafiko floats it to the back stick. Teo was there. Who else was there? Was that Princewell? It was. He was never going to get to the ball. Teo called it. He's headed it. We're a goal up. Colchester did have a really good initial spell of possession in this game. We kind of scored against the run of play in that regard. Suppose now, having got our noses ahead, it's about trying to maintain this lead. I do feel like with their 4-2-4, there's maybe going to be a chance to catch them on the counter, but we are going to have to deal with their attack. They've got loads of players in the box. That was scary. Barrett, first save for the club. Round of applause for the Irishman. The 19-year-old, look, I signed him for £500,000. There's pressure on his shoulders to perform. That is the first test and he's passed it. Colchester, though, not letting up on the pressure. They have got us penned back by right now, but of course we are playing with two tracking wingers this year. We are going to be, I hope, a little bit more defensively resound, and then we are simply going to look to hit on the counter. Riley Owen at left back. Could be playing in centre mid later on this season. Fizzes it in. It falls to Richards. He's got to fill the boots of Rodriguez. Goal scoring will help towards that. It's 2-0 and that is against the run of play. All from Riley Owen's run here as well, by the way. Fizzed it in. The keeper, I don't know if the keeper could have done better here. He kind of parries it straight to Richards, who's not going to have a simpler chance all season. Ironically, Teo and Richards, who have scored in this game, are two players who may not be in the regular kind of fray of the first team, at least as starters. Maybe this year I'm going to end up changing my kind of hierarchy and the status quo based on performances. I am someone who believes in Football Manager. For players in form, you play them. And right now, some of the players in form for us aren't necessarily players that I was expecting to play often. That said, you know what? We're 2 goals up. It's not done yet. They've hit the crossbar there. Or have they? No, Barrett saved that. I don't want to get carried away. Colchester have had 4 shots on target. Barrett has saved every single one at the break, on the road, 2-0 up. Admittedly, the goals have come against the run of play and from our only 2 shots on target. Warning the players against complacency here. I'm going to tell them, the midfield, that they can make the difference for us. I'm happy. I'm also just going to whisper in Owen Barrett's ear. I'm very happy. You've done great in goals, son. Okay, into this second half we march. We are 2 goals to the good. I feel like that is a scoreline that somewhat flatters us, but we're not going to complain about that too much. I will say Princewell and Sevcevic-John, very, very quiet in this game so far. Coming up to an hour played, I was about to make some subs. Colchester have not had a shot or a shot on target in this second half. We've started this half kind of in the ideal fashion. I'm hoping as they get more desperate for a goal and commit men forward, the counter-attacks become more available. But if they get 1 goal back, oh my word, Teo's just been sold down the river. What has Teo's just been done? It might be the worst defending I've ever seen. Where is Teo going here? Like, he's going to the mountains. He's going to the... Teo, where are you going? He loves Jameson, apparently. Yeah, Frank, given all the time in the world, I don't know what's happened there. Okay, Owen is looking stressed and on a yellow card. That feels like a not-so-good combo. I'm going to bring in Carlisle in the final third. I am going to make some changes. I kind of wanted to take off Princewell and Sevcevic-John. The issue is, I've not got enough attacking options on the bench right now due to all the injuries. I've got Herbie James, who I can bring on. I'm going to bring him on for Sevcevic-John. I'm going to have to keep Princewell on the pitch. Cooper at centre mid hasn't had a debut to remember. We're going to bring in Andre Dazelle as well, although I will actually play him as the deep line playmaker because I think that suits him best. 3 changes made. I don't want to make any tactical adjustments for the sake of it, because I actually feel like we've limited Colchester's chances quite well. Obviously, having got 1 goal now, their tails are going to be up. They're going to be looking to kind of really apply some pressure. We do find ourselves on the back foot here as Tucker plays it wide to Clifton. He's going to give it inside to Merentiel. Skips past his man, Andre Tazell, I've subbed on. It might be the worst substitute ever. He's given away a penalty. I mean, I'm looking at Barrett in goal now, thinking, I've paid $500,000, keeper. Imagine if he makes a save. Imagine the scenes. Imagine the headlines. I'll be praised as a generational mastermind for signing him. He's not saved it. He's gone the wrong way. From 2 goals up to 2-2 in a matter of, 5-6 minutes? Not ideal. Right, get shouty, demand more from the players. On the balance of play, bear in mind that XG is inflated hugely by the penalty. I actually feel like we're a bit unlucky. I'm looking at my bench for inspiration. There is nothing to find here that's inspiring at all. Alvarez is looking a little worse for wear. We're bringing Castillo to play at centre mid. But I don't have the attacking options to bring on here. It's why we need to try and get some more signings over the line. And now Colchester have a chance. It's whipped in. Teo heads it away. Princewell with a second header kind of nods it, not into a great position. Perry's bringing it forward. Colchester looking to complete a comeback. That has been blocked. We are living life on the edge. 6 minutes left. Richards is running for the corner. He goes down in a heap. I think he was hoping for a penalty. You're never going to get it there, son. Get to your feet. Get off the floor. Stop crying. We've got some defending to do here. Merentiel gives it wide to Lawrence on the overlap. The number 10. 1 player in the middle to aim for. Late arrivals now. It's played in. It's blocked again. I'm not enjoying this. Going to change some out of possession instructions here. Press much more often. I'm going to turn off on counter press and shorter kind of distribution prevention. I'm going to tell the players to just engage with a high press here. I want to try and force a turnover. We've not had enough of the ball in this game. Colchester are going to be trying to play the ball forward and maybe go for the killer blow. I want to not give them time on the ball. And well, with 2 minutes left, it's mission accomplished in terms of getting something from this game. But in terms of the attacking output and the match momentum, massive causes for concern. All I'm going to say is an El Salvadorian striker would have been very useful in that game. We hold Colchester to a draw. I guess the fact that we've lost points via a penalty sucks. But Donnelly, did he play well on his debut? He got 6.5. It's not great, is it? I feel like with so many of these transfers, I'm going to be putting every performance they put in under the radar. And that is going to continue as we head into our next game. Our next match is against Carlisle. It's in just 6 days' time. They also drew their opening game of the season, but with a media prediction of 22nd, at home, we really need to beat them. And we do also really need to make some signings. So let's see if any of these transfers happen. I would love a Gia to join. I think he is the top priority. Admittedly, you might have noticed with all these transfers, I've not got a left mid coming in. Let's not worry about that. So sadly, Murray Campbell has agreed to go to MK Dons. You know what? If you want to live in Milton Keynes, maybe I didn't want to sign you. But in some good news, Denner is potentially joining us at left back, although apparently he is going to need a work permit. I'm hoping this one might just get granted because he has had an extended period playing in England prior to this point. And perhaps even more excitingly, Jonathan Aguirre also waiting on a work permit. That happens tomorrow. More than likely, though, this man is going to be occupying an ESC slot. But what a crazy striker to pick up for this level, who could also play at centre-back and centre-mid. I'm not sure who trained him to play down the middle. I think whoever it was just likes traffic lights. Now, good news, Landers is fit enough to play this game against Carlisle, so that is a big, big addition back in the team. Meanwhile, Richards, who, let's not forget, did score last game, is still slotting in for Rodriguez. In terms of the rest of the team, though, this is pretty much at full strength. At least for now. Obviously, with the new signings coming, that is going to change the team a little bit. We need a win. And I have kind of already alluded to it. No disrespect to the fans of Carlisle Football Club. This is a very, very highly winnable game. Okay, it is the first time the Dripping Pan is playing host to League One football. I'm very excited for this one. They are playing a 4-3-3, which drops it into a 4-1-4-1. This is a formation I have considered playing. I might still end up playing a shape similar to this. But at least to start the year, I do want to start with our wide attacking players just assisting with the press a little bit when we don't have the ball. I really don't like the fact that we are, going into our second game of the season here, and I'm still looking to sign players for the first team, and they are filling gaps that I already knew existed. I'm not overly happy with how the summer transfer window went, although I do feel like whilst it's early days, the new signings we've made, at least on paper, should be pretty nice additions to the team to help us in staying up this season. Obviously, in the final third, we're lacking a little bit, but Landers is back. He can make magic happen. He was our big goal scorer last year. I need him to be a goal scorer again this year. Could find himself in a dangerous area too. Lays it inside. That has to be a penalty, does it not? It falls to Riley Owen. You know what, ref? I don't need the penalty. We're a goal up. First chance of the game, a little bit scrappy this one. I do feel like there was a penalty here. Zefcovic gets bowled over. Riley Owen may well find himself playing at centre mid in the coming months, but from left back there, he's popped up with a massive goal. That was the first shot on target of the game. It took 35 minutes to find it, and to be honest, I'm now half expecting that to be that for the end of this first half. So far, though, well, I was going to say so good. With 10 seconds remaining, I'm hoping this is just a troll fake highlight. Carlisle are yet to have a shot on target. Things could change here, though. Barrett collects, and let's get into the break and chat with the players. Last time I won against complacency, so today I'm just going to be positive. You're all doing great. Teo at right back is looking a little worse for wear, so I'm going to bring in Theo Julien just to slot in there. Of course, in making a sub now as well, doesn't use up one of my stoppages. Just as a reminder, you're allowed to make 3 breaks during the game, basically to make substitutes, but if you use a sub at half-time, that doesn't use up one of those breaks. Okay. Early doors, second half. Riley Owen, the goal scorer. He's looking very confident at left back. Look at the boy run, although on that occasion, he has run into some trouble. He wins the ball back nicely, though. Plays it through. That's a crazy ball. Zefcovic John. Options in the middle. Can he pick out the right pass? Cooper turns. Lays it back to John. It's 2-0. I don't want to celebrate. We've been here before. I feel like we have to back ourselves here to get the win now. We threw away a 2-goal lead before. I'm not sure if this is a pass or a really bad touch by Cooper. Either way, Zefcovic John just steals off his teammate's foot and just scores it. That is playground stuff. 2 goals up. Praise the players. Let's keep confidence high. Let's not give our players any reason to doubt themselves here, as the ball's going to be played forward. It's headed away once. Cooper with it. Lays it to Landers. The number 9 needs to be able to hold up the play here, and he's going to do so quite nicely. Drifts into a wide area, players inside. Richards is one of them. The right mid shoots, and he really shouldn't have. An hour played. Mafiko's not at the best of games. Let's bring Castillo in at the back. Milligan in for Riley Owen, who finds himself on a booking for a second game in a row. And also, Richards has been a bit quiet out on the right-hand side, so I'm going to bring in Herbie James. 1 sub left in our back pocket. We are going to save that one. This has been a very weird game. They've had a load of corners, but largely the ball has just been bogged down in the midfield. Not a load of chances either way. We have just been more clinical. 17 minutes remain here. Alvarez to Julien. Plays it inside. Herbie James looking to get on the end of it, but can't. Harrison now takes it down. Plays it forward to Colley, who's going to look to, well, maybe make something happen here. Plays it inside. Hooper with the ball at his feet. Plays it to Duffy. They are stretching us wide here. Duffy, the number 12, fizzes it inside. It's blocked away by DeBayo. I don't actually think he meant to do that. He's got very lucky. It's just hit him on the arse. 8 minutes left in this game. We are 2 goals to the good. We bottled it from this position against Colchester. I want to believe we are going to get the win here. And I'll be honest, to get 4 points from these 2 games today, I don't want to jinx it because there's 7 minutes left, but if we do come away with 4 points here, I'm not quite sure how we've done it, because we have been far from at our best in either of these games. This is the kind of match at home where I really feel like we should be taking the game to Carlisle and bullying them. And to be frank, that's just not really how this game has played out thus far. Colley inside. We lose the clean sheet. Do I panic? I don't need to panic. It's going to be fine, right? Joe Knight here just found himself with a load of space at the edge of the area. Where is the defensive midfielder in all of this? Where is Castillo? Like, where is... He's there. I feel like he should have been picking up that man. 4 minutes left. Hold on, please. We can't bottle back-to-back 2-goal leads, can we? We're not going to. Okay, breathe a sigh of relief. That was far too stressful. A better performance overall, but I feel like we have to play better than that. Let's look at the positives. Unbeaten. That's the positives. And also, Owen Barrett is just training really, really well, which we love to see from the 19-year-old. Also, so is Evan Donnelly. I'll tell you what, if these 2 guys that we've signed for big money can actually develop, They're going to be great deals. And also, Andrew Cooper we signed, also training well. Why are all the new players training the best? Milligan made his debut at left back. I didn't really sing a song and dance about that. I do think he's going to get some minutes this year in that part of the pitch. Now, I'm not really worried about the EFL Cup game against Exeter. What I'm worried about is these signings happening and what's happening with the ESC slots. Okay, Aguia's initial work permit's been turned down. We have to now appeal this, and then if it's rejected again, we can assign him an ESC slot. We find out about that on the 14th, so yeah, we'll have to wait for that one. Was just thinking before I confirm any transfers, maybe I should just look to see if my scouts have found anyone new. Oliver Vicina? Spanish goalie. I don't need a goalkeeper, but this guy is mad. 21 years old, available for 80k. How much does he want a week? 1.3 to 1.7 thousand. Wants to start for us regularly. I kind of want to sign him, then loan him back to Ibiza. He wants to lock in a release clause. You know what? I don't even know if I've got an ESC slot right now. And also, I don't need a goalie. But this guy's mad. He's capped for Spain's under-21s team. And he's just playing for Ibiza. Has he played anywhere else? No, he just loves Ibiza. I mean, Ibiza, Lewis, it's basically one and the same, isn't it? Oh, this is very good. Denner has been granted a work permit, which is great, because that is going to leave me with one ESC slot open still. I was figuring that he might get one just because he'd been playing for Chelsea previously. Chelsea signed him for £7 million. We've just signed him as a free transfer. I think this is a quality little pickup. I mean, Riley Owen, who is our left back, is a much more complete player, but in terms of what's needed for a wing back, Denham might just be slightly better. It's also worth noting it's a 3-year deal with a contract extension of 2 years after promotion. There is no release clause involved in this one, and he only cost us £2,500. The question is it Cooper or Mafiko who's going to drop down and out the first team? It might well be Mafiko. I think Cooper at 19, we've got to try and give some minutes to. I mean, I love that addition at left back, and I have another ESC slot open, which is exciting. But between now and the end of August, there is the possibility to go and find another foreign player. But I'm not sure Oliver here is the man I should be spending that money on. Although the fact he's available for 80k does kind of make the fact that I signed Barrett for 500k highly questionable, doesn't it? I'm curious. There's a filter that I've not used in ages. In fact, I've not used it this year, but someone reminded me of it. It's work permit chance and then work permit likely. Okay, sadly, Oliver's not likely to get a work permit, so that is unfortunate. I will say, though, this work permit likely filter, late video tip, if you manage in England, lower leagues, have this one on. You'd be shocked at some of the players that can actually get work permits that play abroad that you might just assume you wouldn't be able to sign. Anyway, folks, we're going to leave things there for today. When I come back next time, hopefully we'll have a left attacking mid. Maybe we'll have some more exciting talents. You can go down below and leave a prediction for where you think we're going to finish this season. We have now moved up to 12th with the new additions. Maybe a few more signings and we'll be even higher. We will be back tomorrow to end the week on a high. Until then, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.